Visitor economy is Cornwall's biggest sector with £2 billion of visitor spend annually and many employment opportunities within this. As the industry gradually becomes more automated and businesses shut down, the big question is asked, what does this mean for the tourism industry? We talked with two local experts to hear their stances on AI within tourism.
I thought, what if there was an agent that can kind of think like a local, and so you can say, what's a good thing to do today? This is where I'm staying. And then it might be able to pull all that information together and then give you kind of some really meaningful ideas about what you could do. Okay, so my name's Jim Turnbull. For the last 15 years, I've been running a company called Find Me on the Internet, which is digital marketing consultancy. And in that time, I've worked with companies pretty much all over the world doing search engine optimization and market research and running advertising campaigns. And about 3 years ago, I had a customer that was starting to work on LLMs, so large language models, and that was the first time I'd ever heard about artificial intelligence. I didn't think too much of it at the time until there was the release of ChatGPT and everyone started talking about it. And then I started to look into it and get quite interested in it, and I decided to see if I could build a chatbot. So I built several kind of little bots, and then decided that I'd try and build a bigger bot that would be about something I knew about, so Cornwall, and would try and help visitors to Cornwall. Obviously when you come to Cornwall, you don't know a lot of kind of the niche information that you might need to know, kind of like, how the tides and the weather and other things all combine together. And those things can have a really big impact on your day and how much fun you have and whether you enjoy your holiday or not. So I thought, what if there was an agent that can kind of think like a local, and so you can say, what's a good thing to do today? This is where I'm staying. And then it might be able to pull all that information together and then give you kind of some really meaningful ideas about what you could do.
I'm Dr. Natalie Semley, Senior Lecturer in Sustainable Tourism Management here at Falmouth University, the Head of CPD, Board of Directors for the Tourism Management Institute. I am an active researcher, a local resident, born and bred Cornish girl. Well, it depends on what kind of perspective you're looking at. So if we think about people moving into Cornwall, so the tourists themselves, it's nothing new. If we're thinking about how industry in Cornwall are utilising it, and from a tourism perspective, whilst we don't have Visit Cornwall, then in a systematic kind of joined up thinking way, because there's no one in that job post at the moment doing that. But if you look at individual businesses, now most of the tourism industry is made up of small and medium-sized enterprises. They've all got their own agendas, they've all got their own kind of strategies. They're all using it in different ways. You can look to a radio station who've integrated it to streamline them, and they might be cutting edge. You can look into a cafe and it's not used at all, but it is behind the scenes. They just don't realise it is when they're doing payroll and things along those lines. So it depends what you mean by it, if that makes sense, because I think it'd be really hard to have a day without utilising AI, consciously disusing it, so consciously uncoupling ourselves from it. But I don't think a lot of people would say that they are using it because there's some misperceptions or concerns around using it and kind of the trust with using it, depending upon what type of platform you're engaging with. But I haven't picked up on any kind of malpractice or bad practice in the sense that I know of this business that is. I don't know any cases where they're using AI to create marketing campaigns and therefore not using creatives and not using the right organisations to actually produce them. I couldn't necessarily name one, but Cornwall's a big place doesn't mean it doesn't happen. But from a tourism perspective, it's definitely an operation, whether to bring you here, whether to move you around here, just pick up your apps and think about getting the bus from point A to point B. Just think about having a look on a quick Google search about unlocking a cafe that you've never thought about going before. You'll be utilising it at some point.
There's a few kind of big players in terms of software developers that have obviously brought artificial intelligence in as a service. There's not much else going on really. Quite surprised that people haven't marketed themselves more aggressively to do artificial intelligence consultancy and things like that. I think the reason to do that is probably because just the rate of change of artificial intelligence. Tweeting an article with somebody earlier on that was saying, if you're a business, don't just get an AI solution for the sake of it. You need a genuine problem it needs to be really well tested, and it needs to actually have longevity, as in, you don't want to put something in place that either causes more problems or breaks within like 3 months. So, if you're going to put any artificial intelligence into your business or start using it, then it needs to be real value that is added there.